Want more podcast fandom in your ear holes? Of course you do. And so it's a good thing for you that we are back beginning all new coverage of some of your favorite shows. And you can still head over to patreon.com/podcastfandom to become a premium subscriber for access to our coverage of shows like Westworld, WandaVision, Loki, Attack on Titan, The Legend of Korra, and more. Also, if you are on Clubhouse, look up our club, Podcast Fandom, where we talk about shows like The Walking Dead and WandaVision. It's so much fun because you guys get to listen live as we discuss TV shows and then come up on stage to ask your questions and share your thoughts. It's a lot of fun. Oh, and we also host game nights there, so make sure you join and follow us. And now, get into this free shit. Hey guys, welcome to Podcast Fandom, the official podcast for ProjectFandom.com. I'm your host, Nina.
And I'm Donald.
And we are back to discuss The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 23, Family. This is the penultimate episode of the series. Mm-hmm. We saw this episode like 2 weeks ago, right? Has it? Yeah, because when you were still here.
Yep.
And they fucked us though, because I was so excited last weekend to watch. Yes.
No, I told you they don't want to show Rick coming back yet. They don't want the fucking it in the street shit.
I'm so excited because like that has to. Well, I don't know, because I don't want to get my hopes up, because I feel like that's the reason they didn't do it. But then again, it's the series finale, so why would you want the series finale out early anyway? Even if Rick is not in it. So I don't know. I feel like we may be setting ourselves up like clowns. And we're expecting Rick, and Rick is not in it.
I can't see them not bringing at least one of those two characters back.
It has. I mean, they shot Judith.
One of those two characters got to come back for their kids to end this. They can't just leave these kids.
Judith.
They shot Judith. We still haven't. I don't know where the fuck the son is, but
RJ. He stayed behind.
But
in Alexandria, I think.
You can't just end a series without these kids seeing their parents again.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I just don't want to get my hopes up and look like a clown.
Especially when they're going to have spinoffs with not just them two, but with these other characters that are just going to go off and do their own thing. It's like, okay, what about these kids? Somebody got to raise these kids.
Okay. Well, what did you think? Because a lot happened. Yeah. A lot of shit happened.
Yep.
Oh, let me tell you.
It's funny because you're the one that's like, oh, they're not going to go after her. Like, they're not going to go and just kill her. They're
not those people. My God.
They absolutely are those people.
Wait, what's funny about that is, I said that last week, right, on the last podcast. I was like, yeah, they've evolved. They're not going to be like, we're going to go kill that bitch. We're going to go assassinate
Within the first 5 minutes, they're like, let's go kill that bitch.
Negan was like, so, when are we going to go kill that bitch? I was like, God damn it, Negan. Negan is absolutely still about that life. But yeah, they have to kill her. Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. There was something else. Oh, Sting told me that, our friend Sting, he, I guess, watched, are there still other The Walking Dead spinoffs airing besides Fear the Walking Dead?
Yes.
What is it? Is the one with them kids?
There's the Beyond, I think, is still on.
When the fuck does that? I never see anything about that. Like, I know zero about that show. I don't know when it takes place. I don't know where it is. I don't know what the fuck. You sure that's still on?
I'm looking now. I just saw there was something. There's The World Beyond. The Tales of the Walking Dead.
Okay, but those are like anthology, like little stories, right?
Those are each episode's a different story.
And are they? And all of those stories are the Tales of the Walking Dead. All of those stories are early days, right? Zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
Okay. The Beyond. Do you know when that takes place?
That I thought.
Is that the kids?
Yes. And they've done 2 seasons of that already. That one does not have good reviews. Oh, that one's already... Wait, is that one done already? No, okay, it just hasn't come back yet. But it's been ordered for 2 seasons.
So...
They must be... It must be the Tales of...
No, it's... What do you mean, must be the Tales?
Like, whatever you're talking about.
No. It's the. I think it's the Beyond. I think. I want to go... I should probably go find it. But anyway, I think that one is set in the future. And because of that, in that show, I think the zombies are running and evolved. Mm. And so I think what we're seeing here is the beginning of that.
Okay, so
does that make sense?
It's set in Nebraska 10 years after the apocalypse. So yes, it'd be pretty close.
It's still pretty close, yeah, I think. Because I swear I feel like...
I think this is about 10 years.
Where we are now? Because we did a 5-year time jump.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a matter of, like, because Judith would be 10 years old.
Right, and she's older than that. I was thinking about that watching the beginning of this episode, that she feels like, I don't know what age she's supposed to be. Like, I kind of compare all kids at this age to Jack, and I feel like she's probably like 12, maybe 12, 13, 12. Yeah. Anyway, she starts off this episode narrating it, so we should have known some fuck shit was going to go down. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I never knew my mom, Lori. I don't know why. That was so sad, but funny at the same time. Because I completely forgot that was her mother. I forgot Lori even existed. I just think of Michonne as her mom. I don't even question it.
And Lori died giving birth to her, right?
Yeah. Never knew that woman. She gives RJ the hat, which... I guess in hindsight, it's like, oh man, things are not looking good for Judith, but I still didn't think she was going to get shot. And she says in this like voiceover that this was the day everything changed forever. Mm-hmm. And that, they didn't know it when they started out. So they're loading up the train. One of the Commonwealth prisoners is going to conduct it, I guess. And, this is where Negan proposes to Maggie that they go kill Pamela, because as long as she's alive, they're not going to be free. They're not going to be safe. Yep. I was like, kind of like how you were. Mm-hmm. That's why they went to kill your ass. So back at the Commonwealth, Mercer takes Eugene to Yumiko and his sister, and they're hiding him in this apartment. And later he goes to report to Pamela that Eugene got away. He wasn't even trying to not look like he was lying. Not that he was just, she was like, how could that happen? He was like, I don't know. Sounds like an inside job. She was like, mm-hmm. So she calls that B-17 shit again. Yep. So you were right. This is what they do. She uses herds of walkers. She kind of corrals them to control the people. Yes. Yeah. And so there is now a herd being herded to the Commonwealth.
And it just so happens that herd has the other people in it.
Yes. It has the violinist and his girlfriend. Why can't I ever remember their names? Who else? Elijah, Lydia, Jerry, and Aaron, right? Yes. I think those are the only ones. Okay. Yeah. Zeke and Negan have a talk in the train, which was really interesting because Maggie overhears it.
Yeah. And I think this is the kind of setting up their show and their relationship.
Yeah. And Negan says, I like when he tells him, you guys are better than me, and if you don't think I know that,
then you're not paying attention. You haven't been paying attention. And he was like, I didn't do it to live or anything. He said he did it for his kid and for people to be able to tell his kid a better story than, you know, what he was previously going to leave as, you know, his legacy, you know. Yep. So they come across this, the herd is going, and they're doing that whole thing where they're obviously covered in the zombie guts and stuff. And they're talking to each other in whispers, and they see an RV coming up. So they're like, get in the RV, go to the RV. And that's what they try to do. But the violinist, his girlfriend, gets caught up in the herd and can't make it in. So she has to keep going. And so he chooses to go after her. Mm. And then the same thing starts to happen to Elijah. And Lydia was already in the RV, and she's like grabbing at his hand, and she gets bitten.
Yep. And he gets taken away in the herd.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't see this coming. I did not expect anything with Lydia.
Yeah. This is like the second time in the past like few weeks that I've been watching TV, and I literally just gasped, like, because I just didn't see that coming. And then they have to cut her arm off.
Yeah.
They have to cut her arm off. You know what got me is, and when I say they, it's Aaron and Jerry inside the RV. And Aaron is like, you know what happened to me, you know, and I'm okay. And she's like, and she nods. And then but when he tells her, you are so loved, I was like, that just, I don't know, that got to me. Because she wasn't with them from the beginning. She joined them under these really horrible circumstances with her mother leading the Whispers and Henry's death and all of that. And then she's just come like so far, you know? And for this to happen, I don't know, it felt kind of shitty. I hate that they did this to this character. But, you know, like her and I'm not like making a statement because I know plenty of people get fucked over on this show. But it just kind of sucks that we can't keep characters like her or Enid or Tara, like these young women characters, they just keep getting fucked over, man. But yeah, they have to cut her arm off.
Yeah, so Aaron's not alone anymore.
No, shut up. And then Jerry leaves, right?
Because Aaron's like, I got experience. Let me cut this up.
Jerry leaves to go
get
Elijah.
Get Elijah and somehow escape.
Right. So then Mercer is organizing because she called in this herd or whatever. He's organizing, and he got a call from oh my God, I almost called her Rainbow. What is her name? What is her? Princess. I called her Rainbow. Princess. He gets a call from Princess using the radio on the train, and she tells him what they're doing. He's like, I'm down with you guys now. Eugene is safe. And where they're going to go, he pulls men from that area, like this tunnel that they're going to come in through. He purposely pulls men from there.
Because the herd's coming.
Right, because he's organizing that. But then Pamela is getting her little snitch. I forget her name. That black woman.
Yeah, I don't remember.
She tells her, because she has her watching Mercer. And she tells Pamela, he talked to his sister, and then he pulled troops from here. And she was like, why? Do you want me to send him back? And she goes, no, I'm sure he had his reasons. And then Eugene, and then the herd, dummies, because the guys are, two of the like stormtrooper guys from the Commonwealth are driving a Jeep to lure the herd. Yeah. And somehow one of the walkers starts climbing up the back of the Jeep.
Because the Jeeps are just going slow because they're just corralling them. So they're not trying to attack or anything like that. Right. They're just like, hey, follow me, honk, honk.
And they don't realize it until it's
because
too late.
The walkers, this is the first, because now Aaron's the only one that knows that they can do this type of shit. Aaron
and Jerry.
But they haven't seen anybody. They've just been trying to get back to everybody. So even these guys don't know that there's some kind of evolution. So this zombie just grabs onto the back and climbs on.
I like that this show does that a lot. I feel like where like isolated member of the community will find out something important, but because of the nature of the society now, like you just can't pick up a cell phone. Like right. I feel like the same thing happened with the Whispers, right? Rosita and Eugene heard them first. Yeah.
Yep.
And they were like, I think they talk now. So then Eugene attacks the guard that comes checking the apartments and stuff. And we see later he's going to like take the guy's uniform and all of that. And then, so these things kind of happen at the same time. Mercer sees, like, they see through their binoculars that the Jeep is being overrun. Like, all you see is, like, smoke coming out of the Jeep and, like, a herd of walkers. And Mercer gets arrested because it turns out Homegirl knew that what he did. And he's like, okay, but, like, you need to handle what's coming because something's going down. At the same time, one of the walkers climbs a whole ass guard tower. How? Like, they shouldn't even. Okay, I'm just gonna call bullshit. Like, I don't care that they're evolved. That's great. That makes it scarier. I feel like they need to do that to keep it fresh, especially if you're going to be doing.
The very last minute.
No. I'm fine with that. Like, this needed to happen if you're going to continue to have spinoffs, right? Like, you got to up the threat. Fine. But, like, how do they have the upper body strength to do it?
Right? They're normally their arms and shit ripping off.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, because to me, if they're evolved, that would... Okay. Is it that these are evolved because they've been walkers for a long time? Because the longer you're a walker, the more decayed you are. Or is it that whatever the fuck this is that's in everybody, that has evolved? So that when you're bitten, you maintain more of yourself than previous. Does that make sense? So you can be turned into a walker today, and because of the mutation and whatever the fuck it is that even makes you a walker, now you're one who has a bit more awareness, right? A bit more mobility. Does that make sense?
Right.
Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense. If you're trying to tell me that they evolved just from... Do you get what I mean? Like how kids naturally start crawling and walking, right? It's just time. So it feels like it can't be that, right? Because if it's that, they should be falling apart. Like they should try to climb and their arms should just stay on the ladder. But yeah, he climbs the guard tower, eats this guy's face, like literally eats this guy's face. And then Judith and like our crew, they go through the tunnels and they come out in... What is this? Isn't the courtroom?
This is the courtroom. Yeah,
it isn't the courtroom. Okay. And it turns out it's an ambush. So they lock them in and they hit them from above and they're shooting at our people. And it's Pamela who shoots Judith, right?
Yep.
Oh, that bitch gonna die.
She grabs a gun.
Okay, so who kills Pamela?
I think. God.
I feel like Daryl.
I feel like Daryl. Like you fuck up that little girl. Daryl's gonna fuck you up.
Little ass kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think Daryl's closest to her.
Yes, and I feel like he's gonna feel responsible because he didn't want her to go.
Right.
But I like how like everything stopped too when she got shot. Like that was like baby girl. Like everybody was like, "Oh no, you didn't." They started firing up there. I really thought Carol was gonna take her out. Okay, Daryl. I agree. I feel like it has to be Daryl. I was like, Daryl or Maggie or Carol, but I don't know. Carol is always my first choice when it's like menopausal white women. Mm-hmm. When they're the villains, because I thought she was going to kill Alpha. I did not see it being Negan. But anyway. So they eventually get out. They shoot their way out because Eugene unlocks the door from the other side. Right? He's pretending to be one of the stormtroopers or whatever, and they get out. But now Pamela had gone back to her office and she told and I can't remember like the order this happened, but we know she told her people to pull the forces back because now they're climbing the walls. Like they're literally climbing into the Commonwealth, into the streets. And she told her people to push their forces back to protect the more, like her house, basically.
The rich people.
The rich area, yes.
She's like, take them to the slums.
And I don't, like, I'm not even kidding. See, this is why I can't do things. Y'all just got to stop trying to get me to do things because I would have shot this bitch in her face. I just would have done it. There's no fucking way you're going to come. This is why I couldn't have been a cop or in the military, because I'm not just going to follow orders like this that are going to, like, that I know are going to cost people their lives. Innocent people there. There's no fucking way. I'd have shot her right in the fucking face and I would have told everybody. She said that she wanted everybody dead, like she didn't care. Because those people, those stormtroopers, I keep calling them, but the guards or whatever, like they have families. Like she's putting their people at risk. They're not living up in the hills or wherever the fuck she lives, you know? Yep. I'd have shot that bitch in the face. At the very least, I'd have knocked her ass out. I'd have beat her unconscious. And then I would have lied about what she said to do. I'd said, oh, she said that we need to protect these people. But she did it, right? Like she, yeah. And then they end up blocking our people in the streets. Like our people thought they were busted. So they started running, but they weren't thinking about them. They were putting up barricades to block them, to corral the walkers to them. And
yeah, that's it was just because they were also in the poor area. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, out in like we say the poor area, but they're just like the streets, like the
It's just normal people.
It's just the normal area where people were like walking to go to school and to go to work. Yeah, they just abandoned all that, and this is where they see walkers climbing, and Negan is like, "What the fuck?"
I just love everybody's reactions to it.
I swear to God, they say fuck like 4 times an episode this season.
And it's all Negan.
Negan and I feel like Negan and Rosita, I feel like I've been cussing a lot this season. But yeah. And so they're rushing to get Judith. Daryl's carrying her. They're headed to the clinic, right? And you know
what's her name's brother.
Exactly. And what's his name? Zeke knows, you know, he's leading because remember he was like helping out there and stuff, and he knows because he was going there a lot for his treatments or whatever. So they're trying to get to the clinic and everybody gets swarmed except Daryl and Judith. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, they all got swarmed, but Daryl and Judith like snuck.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody but them. Yeah.
Right. They just got through somehow.
And did Judith like open her eyes and like call him daddy? Did she think Daryl was her dad? I feel like she said something when she opened her eyes.
Oh, did she?
I don't know. But like, okay, so how does this even like how does Rick even come back?
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, how would they get to here?
Exactly, that's what I mean. Because I could even see them just like.
But even they could go to. So we know. I'm assuming Aaron and them. Well, I don't know because they had the people at Oceanside, but they said it was taken over. But they still had people there. As far as Alexandria, I think we cleared that, but we had people there because that's where they left RJ. And some other people. So if Rick they can go back to where they know. So they can go back to either of those 2 locations. I would say Alexandria. And if they went there and RJ and I'm like, yeah, hey, Mom. But they're in trouble over at this other place. Because this is a new place they wouldn't know about. But there's people at Alexandria that would know this place. What if they just showed up and one of them 2 killed this woman?
I would be fine with it. No questions asked.
Rick just pops her in the head.
Oh my God. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So I haven't decided if I'm going to watch. No, let me stop lying. I'm definitely watching and podcasting the Rick and Michonne show for like absolutely say less. But I don't know if I'm going to podcast the Negan Maggie show, but I'm definitely going to watch it. Especially because the zombies
it's really good, then you're going to be like, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not even thinking about the Daryl show. Like, when are all those shows going to come on, even?
Next year?
No. But, like, are they all going to be around at the same time?
Probably not, because it kind of...
One after the other?
Now. Yeah, because I think they're definitely filming the Maggie and Negan one now.
How do you know?
Because they posted pictures and stuff.
Are they filming it here in Atlanta?
I don't know. I want to say the Daryl one too. They've started filming that too. The only one I don't think they've done anything yet is the Michelle Rick one. So I think the Maggie. I don't know which one comes first, either Maggie and Negan or the Daryl.
And Daryl's show is that he just wakes up in Paris with no idea how he got there.
Right.
Okay.
The zombies took him there. They evolved.
Is Morgan still on Fear the Walking Dead?
I have no fucking clue. Is that show even still on?
I think so. No, I do. I think it is. I
feel like all the main characters from when that show started, I don't think any of them are left.
I feel you're right, but I feel like I read that they brought somebody back, and I was like, how?
I thought they brought the young girl back last season.
She never left. The mother. That's who I think came back, but I don't know how.
Right.
I think I read that, and then I read how the daughter left the show last season, and I think it was like interpreted as like maybe she died, maybe she didn't type ending. It was something about her like with some poison gas or something. I don't fucking know. How did, when we were watching it, were we watching it when the son, who did we see die? Because I feel like we stopped before.
We already watched the first season.
No, I feel like we watched more than that.
Maybe two then. We didn't go beyond 2 seasons. There's no way.
Did we see the son die?
I think so.
I'm trying to remember how that happened.
But I think he died early on. I don't remember. Because then they went to like Mexico or some shit, and that's where they found the black guy.
Yeah, Strand, that's right. I think he's still on there.
Yeah.
But I don't... And I feel like... Is his name Ruben Blades? I think he's still on it too. But I think his whole family died. Remember, it was him and his daughter?
It did. Yes, and his daughter died like that first season too, didn't she? Or was it his wife? I don't remember, but I felt like he lost somebody early on too.
I did not know. Hold on a second.
Might have been his wife, because
I did not know
they had a restaurant or something.
I did not know he was Panamanian.
I knew he was like...
I didn't know he was
South
Panamanian.
American, but I didn't know exactly where.
Wow. Look at me learning something. So that's it. So any predictions? Like, I don't
know. I mean, my hopes are Rick and Michonne show up, but this show could do anything. But I just find it unusual that they haven't released yet. I feel like they're not even... I don't even think we're going to get it early. I think this is going to be something like doesn't come out until it airs.
So, like, yeah, but like I said, I don't want to get my hopes up, because I feel like even if Rick is not in it, even if like nobody comes back, they weren't going to release that early.
Right.
Because it's the series finale. If it was a season finale, maybe, but anyway. All right. Well, we'll be back next week to talk about that finale. I'm expecting great things. Judith is not going to die. I know that.
No.
Although, I got to say, I wish they would stop shooting these kids. Because that's some traumatic shit. Like, come on. That's a little 10-year-old, 12-year-old chest that you just put a bullet in. Come on. I'm sick of seeing that. I don't think she's going to die. But, yeah. My fingers crossed for Rick and Michonne. And Pamela definitely has to die. And I agree. It's probably going to be Daryl. They got a lot to tie up. Is it an hour or is it more than an hour? I feel like they need more than an hour, right?
Let's see if it's on IMDb.
I'm going to look right now. I feel like it needs to be like 2 hours. Right? a series.
Yeah,
It's an hour and a half.
Oh, that's pretty long.
Mm-hmm. And it's directed by Greg Nicotero. That's so funny that he, like, when the show started, what was he? He was like...
Wasn't he just the costume design?
Right. Like, he was like... I feel like in the first couple of seasons, he was just the...
special effects guy.
Yeah, yeah. And now he's been directed for years now. Interesting. All right, so we'll be back next week to talk about the series finale of The Walking Dead. It's, oh my God, do you know what it's called?
Mm-mm.
Rest in Peace. What was the name of the first one? Days Gone By. Okay. Okay, because I like when sometimes there's like symmetry when they...
Yeah.
Like the titles a callback, but no. All right. Okay, so we will talk to you guys next week. Thanks for listening. We have more stuff coming up, though. We have, what do we have? Interview with the Vampire finale, Spy Family, Chainsaw Man. We're starting 1899 over on our Patreon. That dropped yesterday, I think. What else is new? Oh, Flower of Evil on Netflix, and our time travel subscribers over on Patreon have 2 exclusive shows coming to them, The Devil's Hour and The Peripheral. Those are both on Amazon Prime. Plus, we have a lot of new shows that are kicking off in December, including Titans. Yes, we're going back to Titans season 4, and brain fart. Oh, Kindred. Did you watch the trailer for that, Nani?
I did not.
That's racist. Fine. But we will be covering Kindred based off the Octavia Butler novel next month as well. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.